there cuties, it's Heather Sparkles, and for today's Vlogmas video, I wanted to tell you guys all about how I display my toy collection. So if you're new around here, I am a vintage toy collector, and over I think 20 years of collecting now, I have amassed quite the little army of toys here, though a bulk of my old collection was My Little Pony, and I've collected this other stuff in recent years, from going to thrift stores, flea markets, and here and there I would treat myself to something off eBay, but a lot of this was just found out in the wild, as we like to call it in the toy world. So anyway, I get a lot of questions asking me how I have these displayed, and I wanted to help you guys out, especially if you're looking for a new way to display your collection. So let's start with the bare basics about what you're looking at. So a lot of people ask me where I got my shelves. I got all of my shelves from IKEA. These are the Billy bookcases. I really like these for displaying collectibles on. I think they're really good quality. I do not have these anchored to the wall at all, and I probably should, but I'm not worried about it right now. So far, they have not fallen over, though I do have a little bit of cardboard under here to try to keep it stable. I don't know if it helps or not, but I think it has a bit. So just something to think about if you have children or pets that like to climb shelves, or if you have a lot of stuff to put on them, you might want to look into having them secured to the wall. You can see this one's kind of leaning because it's so full of ponies. See what I mean? But yeah, so these are the Billy bookcases. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. And then I have this smaller unit right here, and these are so great. I wish I could fit another one of these in there because I think it looks really, really good. And you're able to fit like some smaller collections in there and make them look really nice. Another great thing about the Billy bookcases is that they do offer a top expansion, so you can put another shelf on there if you need to. So that's something I'm considering doing eventually, though I don't think that all of the shelves can do it. I'm not sure, let me feel, can I reach? Okay, this one can't. This is like their older model, but I think the ones that have these little nubbies right here are the ones that you can add the expansion unit to, but don't quote me on that. So another thing you could do with the Billy cases is that you can put glass doors on them. I have not bought the doors yet because they are quite expensive and that would just be a whole nother investment, but they do look really, really nice, and the glass doors will keep your collection safe from dust and pet hair and children and pets. And it just looks really good. So eventually I will have a cabinet that has the doors, but I like just being able to see all the plushies. I think that looks really cool. So the other question I wanted to answer for you guys was how I have the toys displayed on these different levels. And honestly, I'm no expert at this yet. I've been trying to think of how I'm gonna make shelf risers, because it just makes such a difference in these shelves to take full advantage of the space whenever you're able to display them on these steps like this going back. Okay, so here's how I made my shelf risers. So these two boxes right here actually came with the Billy cases. These are the boxes that have all the hardware, I think it's called, in them. And basically what I did was that I somehow taped it together, and I think there's like little boxes underneath there holding it up so it's nice and stable. With building shelf risers, you want to think about making them nice and tall. Like, I would love to make these just like a little bit taller. I also tried like using one of these to make a stencil out of cardboard, and it didn't really end too well for me. But I mean, you could totally, if you're really creative, make a stencil out of these and use some kind of material to make a whole bunch of risers based off these little boxes that come with the Billy cases. I wish I could explain exactly how I put this all together. It was a lot of tape. I know that the box is like just resting on the other one, like pushed up against it, if that makes any sense. You guys kind of understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, definitely go tall with each level and have it go back. I'm trying to show you guys, but it's just so hard with all the ponies on there and I don't want to take them off. So while we're talking about this shelf, I wanted to share how I did this wallpaper in the back. So basically, with the billy cases, what you're going to want to do is you're going to cut your wrapping paper to size, and you're going to make sure all these shelves are off, including this one. This one right here has to be nailed on, and it's permanent. That's what you need to know about like the mid section of the billies, is that it is, you know, permanent. That way it can stabilize the shelf. So basically what I did was, once it was on, before it was completely nailed down in the back, I slid the paper like down the opening in the back that's gonna be like slightly popped away. And see, it like, I don't know if you guys can tell, it's so dark, but it goes like through, actually wait, that's not even like nailed together, I just realized. Can you guys see it? Can you kind of tell? It's still open in the very back. It's not nailed in the center, but it's like attached, whatever, I don't even know. So basically, don't nail it all the way on, and you can just slide the paper down, or you can have the paper be permanent and put the nail in it and it will be fine. It'll just go through the paper. But I do have tape right here to like hold it in place. So anyway, this was the wrapping paper that was sold, I believe, last holiday season at Toys R Us and Joann Fabrics. So I have like 5 rolls of these because I'm ridiculous. And I decided to put it up on the pony shelf because I thought that would look really good. So that's just one type of shelf riser that I came up with. That's probably my nicest one. So these little cuties are all on a spice rack that actually pulls out to the side. And this worked really, really well for baby ponies. So the 3 rows are the spice rack, and then this empty space in front is where the final row sits. So the spice racks work extremely well for small ponies such as Gen 4 or the baby ponies. And I have this shelf kind of positioned a bit tighter, so it just fits the space better. The back row is really crammed though. I don't really like that. That's why you definitely want risers that are taller, so that way you can actually see everybody. Up here I have the ponies on a cute little sock box from Victoria's Secret from Pink. So yeah, like you don't have to use anything fancy. I just use boxes from Toys, and I have like another IKEA box here. A lot of times I use the boxes from my cat's food. So I have that back there. You guys can barely see it, but any like small cardboard box that's like fairly compact should work. So that's what I've been using. So if you're someone that wants to splurge a little, maybe your collection isn't that big, I do have an option for you if you just want it to look really nice. So I have these absolutely awesome shelf risers here, and I got these off Amazon. If I can find them, I'm gonna post my affiliate link down below. Now, I am an Amazon affiliate, but I bought these with my own money. This company did not contact me or anything like that. I actually bought these for last Cyber Monday because they were on sale. So I have 2 of these right here. They're really, really nice. In the back there, if you can see past all that birdie hair, there is like this, this rod that holds it up. So it's up really, really tall. So you can see everybody on each level, and I absolutely love these risers. I would love to have a bunch of these risers, but they can be quite pricey. I think whenever I tested them for ponies, they raised the ponies up a bit too high for that other shelf, and I was gonna have to reposition it, but that's not like the biggest deal in the world. Actually, let me do you guys a favor, and I'm gonna test putting some ponies on them right now, if that's what you're most interested in using them for, because I don't want you guys to end up, you know, wasting your money and not getting what you want. Alright friends, so here's what some ponies look like on the shelf, and we had a little accident, and I might have gotten attacked in the ankle by a little Care Bear figure, which is always fun. So I think it does work. I just noticed that for certain ponies, like I might have to pull out the shelf a little bit. Like Ice Crystal right here, like he doesn't really fit. Like you have to kind of have him sideways, otherwise he will fall off, which is not good. But if you're planning on having your ponies kind of displayed on the side, and sorry, I just did my nails so they're kind of rough, I have to clean them up. Anyway, then you should be fine. It definitely works for, you know, other ponies, but you can see like it's kind of a tight fit, but it can work for your ponies, and I think it can look really, really nice. I just love these little risers with the skinnier shelf. Another thing, I have been told these do work in the glass collectibles case. A lot of people use these for Funko Pop figures. That's the community that they're really popular in. So if that's your collection, you're definitely gonna like these. So this is kind of a mess and it's pretty dusty and crammed, but I have my Gen 4 collection in one of these IKEA cubby shelves. And I also have this on the smaller size of that last acrylic divider that you guys saw. I think this one works perfect for Gen 4. So I'm also going to link that down below if I can find it. But this one's also very good. So that's what I've been doing with them. I know I have friends that like to put them on nail polish racks, which is what I'm considering doing in the future because I think it looks really cute. It's nice to have them compact and put up somewhere, because I would like to reserve this shelf for some other stuff. So here's another shelf that's a complete disaster, but I have some of my Gen 3s on a metal spice rack, which is good because it keeps them from moving around because they have magnetic hooves. And then in the back there, I just have like a bunch of little boxes of stuff stacked up to try to raise them up. Honestly, it's not a good setup. I'm really not happy with it. I have so many Gen 3s and I don't even know where I'm gonna display them all. So this little plush cubby, this has been quite the little nightmare. So I have an IKEA stand in there that you can find in their pantry section. It's this white metal that has like, you know, little cutouts on the top, and that's on the back row. And then right in front of that, I have a few cat food boxes to try to prop them up, and yeah, it's not so great. I have plushies stacked on top of each other, but it works for now. So here's another little display I have, and this is actually another shelf from IKEA. These are pretty popular. A lot of people like to put them on their vanity or their desk. I mean, you could fit a lot of cute stuff on here. You have so many options. I think it's really nice quality. The only downfall is that you have to like put it on something, and of course the cat's knocked over all of my Pokemon stuff, and we will deal with that later. But yeah, it has to be sitting on top of something. That's like the only downfall, but you could put a lot of stuff on here. Like I just have things kind of set up on here. I've been wanting to redo this anyway. But yeah, it is a really nice little shelf. Here's another little shelf I have for some smaller toys, and I just realized you can see the sparkles on it. All right, so this was a shelf that I custom painted. I found this at a thrift store. You can find these little wooden shelves so easily at Goodwill. And yeah, I custom painted it with some chalk paint that I sealed in, and I think it turned out really, really nice. So I just have some smaller toys on there. You know, it's just kind of like an aesthetic shelf. Here's another little shelf that I custom made. So I found this heart shelf and I painted it lavender, pink, and blue with some glittery sealant on it. And then I put these little Valentine hearts that my friend Miss Eddie Blue sent me. And I think it looks really cute. I put those over this because there were little holes from where some little pegs used to be. So yeah, this shelf was just to kind of show off like the overall aesthetic I was going for in my collection room. So there's a few little toys on there. It's nice to have these little wall shelves to show off some of your favorite toys. And if you're someone who doesn't want to show off all your toys, get yourself some caboodles. You can put so many little toys in here. This is where I put a bulk of the miniature toys, just so that they're kept away and so I can keep the area from looking too cluttered. And it just keeps them nice and safe. Alright, so here's another little shelf that I worked on. I found this at the Goodwill outlets for really, really cheap. It's a cute little shelf that has heart cutouts, and I decided to use it as my Furby shelf. So I painted this with chalk paint, and it turned out really well. So I have a few of my Furbies on here, and I do have the little note that a fan sent me recently saying, "Put me with your Furbies." So this is right here. But yep, this is my tiny little Furby collection, and they have already outgrown this space. But this does work really well for Furbies. So another thing I've been using recently are these little cake stands that you guys can find at the dollar spot at Target. They sell these in a variety of colors for each season. I was kind of bummed that I didn't get them around Halloween because they had black sparkly ones. So you can use those like on your vanity, you can stack them. I've seen people put their littlest pet shops on them. You can do a lot with those. So I kind of have one of these in the corner to sort of prop things up. My Polly Pocket and Sweet Secrets and other little toy shelf is just a nightmare right now. So I gotta fix it up. But yeah, I'll figure this one out eventually. And my plushies, well, they just kind of fit in there. I just put them on the shelf and just hope it works. And I gotta put back all you little guys. This one was a nightmare to work on. Oh my goodness. So there are those metal IKEA stands. I have like, I think 2 of them up there. Oh my gosh, this thing was so hard to put together. I couldn't even begin to explain how I did it. Basically with the puppy and kitty surprises, they're so hard to display. Mainly the ones that are laying flat like that, because it can look quite suggestive if you display them wrong. And I always got comments about that. I was so over it, so now I only collect the ones in this sitting pose. But yeah, I mean, I have them up there the best I can. And I think it sort of works out now. They're so cute though. I want to take them down and hug them. Oh, and also right here, this is a display I'm actually kind of proud of. So I have this acrylic, just square thing. So basically I was shopping in Goodwill outlets whenever I saw that in one of the bins. It has a big crack through it, and it actually used to hold jewelry inside. That part was completely broken. It was like a clear necklace holder. So it basically would be in a landfill right now if I hadn't gotten it. So I just lay it on its side and use it to display my star castles on. And I think it looks really nice. So if you're lucky, you know, you can find a lot of like broken acrylic pieces that you could fix up, and you can use these for risers. And once again, here's another one of those little IKEA boxes that comes with the shelves. So definitely hang on to those. So there's a little box right here that held a drink cup, and I have the dolls in the back row, that row, and then I moved some toys to the front to make it look kind of like it was displayed on something nice, but it really is just a little cardboard box. Alright, Sparkle fam, so that's the basics of how I display my toy collection. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask me in the comments section down below. I hope that inspired you guys and gave you some ideas on your own toy displays. And if you want to tag me in your collection pics on Instagram, feel free. I would love to see them. I love you all so, so much, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!